Jaire, why are you here this year? Last year was a different story. Why are you here?
Just going into year 7, I just want to, continue to do things that'll help this team moving forward. That's all.
What do you think of the new defensive coordinator?
I like Jeff. He's been great since day one. Preaches aggression, getting after everything. So, he's a cool guy.
Why do you think this defense suits you and what you guys can do?
You see it across the board. We got a bunch of athletes on the field who like to make plays and can make plays. So, I think this is going to work really well.
How motivated are you to put last year behind you from an injury standpoint and not reaching your own standard that you set for yourself? How motivated are you to put that behind?
Oh man, I'm super motivated. I feel like every offseason always a fresh start to do better and get better. So that's why I'm here.
Is being here kind of the best way to get that off on the right foot, get that started the right way?
I think that like I said, just going into year 7, at this point is I'm trying not to make as much about myself and just do what's best for the team.
What was the reflection like after the discipline?
The reflection, I just had to go out there and ball. Show them that I was still me, regardless of the adversity. That's all behind us now, and we're just gonna move forward.
Was that kind of like a mindset change, maybe opposed to your earlier years in the league as opposed to now?
The league has grown a good amount. When I first got to the NFL, they were still doing like the 3-man wedge busters on kickoff return, man. So it's been a lot of change, man. The coaches much fast paced, so you just got to be able to adapt. Adapt or die, really.
When did you make the decision you were going to be at OTAs? Was it still at the end of last season or sometime during the off season?
Yeah, probably about 3 weeks before we had the report. I was training up here, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna give it a try. So.
What do you think of having Xavier McKinney in your secondary now?
Man, I like it. I was pleased. I know Sav left, man. That's my dude, and I miss Sav. But having X, man, we already are on the same page with things. He communicates. He has a little bit of fashion sense, just a little bit. I say the second best dresser in the DB room now.
Behind Stokes?
No, behind me.
Hey Joe, what have you thought just watching Eric? Obviously he's been through quite a bit, but to be back to, like he was saying, feeling physically, mentally, kind of back to where he wants to.
No, I'm actually very excited for Eric Stokes. He's come out here in this OTAs and he's performed really well. He's battled through a bunch of adversity, as we know, and just for him to come out every day and just work to get better. That's just a blessing in itself, man. So I'm very proud of him.
Hearing Coach LaFleur speak your praises about your leadership so far, are you going for that captain role this year? Is that something that's on your mind that you want to prove that you can be the captain?
I've always felt like I was a captain. I've always felt like that regardless. So, we'll just let it unfold, and we'll see where it goes.
You walked up here saying best corner in the league, kind of joke with it. Is year 7 a reboot for you or a continuation of your body of work?
Oh man, it's just it's a little bit of both. A little bit of both. I feel like I still have so much more to put out there and display consistently, and I'm just ready to attack that.
Jaire, what kind of potential does Jaden Reed have to be a real star in this league?
He has full potential. He reminds me of a young Randall Cobb, but he's better. But he's hungry, man. He's hungry, and when you got a young guy coming in and hungry for the ball, they're gonna make their plays, and you see it.
You've got a lot of guys in this locker room now, and the way you played against Dallas and finished the year that are hungry. What does that do for you as a veteran, being surrounded by that?
Like I said, it's fun to see. When I first got here, it was a bunch of older veterans, and they were doing their work, they were doing their jobs, but not at the intensity and level that these young guys are, So that just makes everybody better.
Jaire, as one of the veteran voices now, what are your thoughts on the talk of an NFLPA proposal to ditch off-season work in favor of a really super long training camp, maybe 2 months?
Yeah, see, my thing is only that, we'll be going for about 8 months at that point, and that's a long time to play football, and especially with one bye week, in 3 preseason games. So I mean, you know, I'm kind of liking how it is now. You know.
Did you do anything this offseason to get away from football for a while?
Yeah. You know, I'm always down south somewhere, or, you know, just somewhere with a really nice view, and then I just chill.
I'm curious about your mindset as a veteran now. When you come in as a first-round pick several years ago, you're trying to establish yourself in this league, and then you do that, and then it becomes, as you said, more team-oriented, what's best for the team. How do you make that transition to thinking, okay, I've established myself here, but thinking more about the greater good? How do you make that transition?
Yeah, I think it's just trial and tribulation, man, you know. I mean, we all grow at different stages of our lifetime, you know, whether that be sooner or later, you know. So, you know, it's just trial and error, and then, you know, also want to be here for the guys. I mean, you know, they need, like, a leader around here.
Joe, how's it been with Derek kind of taking over the defensive backs room and just sort of working with him?
Man, you know, like I said, I mean, Derek, I call him DA, but DA, I mean, he's just been great. You know, he's been perfect. He works with me every day on my craft, on my technique. You know, it's just fun working with him. You know, I mean, I think, you know, I think the sky's the limit for our room and for myself, especially with having DA around.
You said you have so much more you can put out there. In what ways do you think you can get better?
In what ways can't?
In what ways can you get better, do you think? You were saying
Can I get better?
You can put out there.
I can work on my teleportation a little better. So I can end up in my car right now or something.
Jaire, in the absence of that, you talked about X's fashion sense, but how beneficial is it for you to be able to share leadership duties in the secondary with another guy of the same ilk, right? That's made the same way.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's always fun. You know, I mean, I call X my big little bro. You know, he's big little bro. So, you know, it'll be fun just leading the way alongside of him, and, you know, also another voice who can make plays. I mean, you see it. I mean, he makes plays all day, so.
Hey, John, you said we all grow at different rates, and we all want to keep growing, right, no matter what. How much do you think you grew because of the trials and tribulations of last season, and in what ways do you think you grew?
I mean, you know, I think the biggest thing is just understanding that, you know, although I am on an island all the time and all day, you know, it's the culmination of everybody being around and the culmination of the chemistry that we're building now that's going to matter later on in the season, you know, and you'll see it.
Do you think the way things have changed with staff and scheme and all the things that are different now also help play into that in terms of your happiness and your feeling more connected? Yeah,
no, definitely. I mean, when I met the strength staff first, and they were great. Like, they were, you know, there was a mutual respect, and I was willing to work with them, you know, and then I met the coaches next, and same there. So, I mean, it was all good vibes from the get-go. I mean, that propelled me here as well, you know, talking with Matt, talking with Goody. You know, like, I've seen them, like, several times throughout this offseason before I even came back to OTAs. So just having that relationship and building that, you know, it's been helpful.
Was that missing from the previous defensive staff?
You know, I mean, I wouldn't say it was missing, but, you know, it wasn't as easy as it is, you know, with this new staff, you know, and they've been great.
Jai, you've been in the league enough to know that when something happens like last year, there have certainly been guys on other teams that said, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Why was it important for you to take that and utilize it the way you apparently have to make it work here instead of saying, I'm just going to go get a fresh start somewhere else and force my way out of here? Was that, I mean, am I crazy to think that?
No.
There's plenty of players that have done it, right?
I mean, amass anything that happens, you know, within the building. I really do love playing here. You know, it's actually a historical place, and, you know, it's fun to play here. So, I mean, that's why. Where would I go? Like, never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. But yeah, I enjoy it here. Trust me.